Hello everybody, this is the Daydreamer with Daydreams and Nightmares, and it is time for another unboxing. I did mention in an earlier video that I would be reviewing some of the Nerd Block boxes and also the BAM box. The next one I have on my list to do is the Stan Lee collection, the limited edition Nerd Block Stan Lee with POW Entertainment box. I'm going to start off by saying I already know that I'm disappointed with this box. I've watched some others online. There are currently out there 3 different boxes that came out from the time that I ordered this. Stan Lee and his team over at POW Entertainment have their own box that came out. And compared to what is in this box, I think that box was curated a lot better than this one. And also there was a BAM box themselves also did, as part of their December box, they did a Stan Lee expansion pack, which was well beyond my price point. I think if you were actually going to get everything that was available, you were talking nearly, what, $500–600? It was 150. It was close to $500. But I think it was $150 per prize pack, and then if you were to order all 3 of them, it was what, $450 plus shipping. So you're getting close to $500. And that was way beyond my price point. Although in that particular one, there was a guaranteed signature on, and if you've checked out, go out onto YouTube and on the web, you can check out the BAM box expansion pack. It was a nice Mylar sign that was actually signed with 3 different possibilities for characters that were available. And then it also included some other items that were in there as well. But like I said, at $150, that was beyond my price point. Both the box that was being offered by Stan Lee himself and POW Entertainment and this one were in the $50 range. And while being for subscription boxes on the high end, because it was Stan Lee, I wanted to take the risk in hopes of getting some good items, because I know he is not going to be going out into the Comic-Cons for much longer. He's getting older in age, and it's getting harder for him to go out and do that. And I was kind of hoping that his big hurrah would be included in these boxes that were coming out this year as well. But it doesn't seem to be, at least with this one. I'm going to open this up. If you open it up here, I got it cut open already. I actually haven't looked inside here yet, but like I said, I pretty much know everything that's in here already because I have seen it on other folks have done reviews of this as well, because I just got this a couple days ago, and I had ordered it back in just before Thanksgiving, so it's been a while. I'm going to pull some of these things out because I want to, how about this? I want to approach this differently than I normally would. As I said, I know everything that's in here already, and I'm guessing a lot of you have already seen the videos of what's available for in this box. And I'd rather end on a high note, so I'm going to separate out and start off with the things that I am most displeased with and why. And actually, how about if I start off while I'm organizing this as well, that I've watched lots of openings of this, and one of the things that has been mentioned while people are doing this is that the expectation for this box should be that nobody should have expected to see a signature in this box. And at $50, I would tend to agree because that is probably right around the price point itself of what you would expect to have Stan Lee sign a comic book for you, or to get a signature from him. But for the most part, um, when you go to the Comic Cons that I've been to, and it's been a while, and maybe it's changed since I have gone to them, but most signatures are in the neighborhood of about $25, $30 or so, and with him I would expect it to be a little more. So yes, at $50, which is what I paid for this box, I wouldn't have expected to. But here's the deal. If you go to the website for Nerd Block right now, you can buy this box still, and they are advertising that the value of what is inside this box is at $150. So 3 times what you paid for it. Now at that price value, I would kind of hope that I would get something signed in here. In order to take what is in here from the value of $50 to $150, I'd almost have to have a signature, especially considering everything that I've seen in here. I don't think it's worth the $50 I spent, to be quite honest. For me anyway. I mean, altogether, yeah, merchandise-wise, but to be honest, if I had seen this outside the box and spoiled before I had gotten it, I would have spent the money on it. And one of the things that they did spoil had me extremely reluctant to begin with. And how about if I show that one first? And I'm not even going to pull it out of here. I have seen a lot of people say this too. I collect a lot of vinyls. I have I have like 60 plus pops now, from all different genres and all different movies and all different TV shows. And I know there are people that have thousands. And it is kind of the new collectible craze. It's an inexpensive collectible that allows us to enjoy our different pop culture icons, if you want to call them that. And Stan Lee is one of them as well. He is a very big pop icon. He's involved in all the movies and has cameo roles in all the movies from characters that he's helped create, and all the comic books that are involved. And I'm a huge comic book collector as well. So that's why I was kind of looking forward to this, and I was hoping maybe there'd be more comics involved. And I don't know what the legalities are with whether or not he actually owns the marketing rights to a lot of these characters that he had at once created, because I know that I believe it's Disney that now owns Marvel. They had sold them, so I don't know if there's some crossover there that can't happen with him. So it's a lot of this is revolved around his image and his signature and his catchphrases. So that's another thing. So maybe that's why we're not seeing more comic books in this, which I would hope to see. But anyway, this is completely totally lost on me. This is sodas. They did one other one, Nerd Block has, with what's her name? The wife from Bob's Burgers. They had done this, but the appeal for this is completely totally lost on me. It's a soda can. If they're trying to create a new craze and new type of collectible, this is not. I just don't get it. This is not where they need to go. It's a round unfeatured character with little legs and feet, a soda can sitting on a pedestal. I don't get it. I'm sorry. I wouldn't buy this, and I thought, if this is only one of the items in here that I'd be disappointed with, I'd be okay with it, because this is one of the items that they teased. But yeah, I would not have bought this. But I'm assuming they're considering the price point on this because it's Stan Lee and it is a exclusive, and it's that they're probably pricing this at 15 to 20 bucks, just like the pops are in that neighborhood. But yeah, I wouldn't pay that for this, and I'm sorry, but I wouldn't buy this. So, um, okay, let's go with some of these other items that I just don't get. It blows my mind. Um, this item right here is another one that was included. These are Stan Lee shirt buttons. Um, another one I just don't get it. Why? I can't see anybody using this, anybody wearing this. It's a cheap plastic. I'm not gonna ruin any of my shirts. Pull the buttons off to put these little plastic things on there. It just I don't get it. And like I said, I don't know what they think the price point on this is, but one of those things too. Once again, I just wouldn't buy this. Next, Excelsior. A little note that came with the box. It is a welcome to the first ever Friends and Family of Stans. It's a form letter. Put simply, I mean, you know, in all honesty, it's got his signature on it, but I don't know whether or not he has some assistant that's out of POW Entertainment that put this together. But honestly, this doesn't make me feel like I've been invited into the Friends and Family of Stans. Along with a membership card that says these privileges are non-transferable, which essentially means that this thing is useless as well. So another one of those things in here that, as far as price point is concerned, it's a nice little novelty item, but as far as this box is concerned, honestly, it's worthless. Stan Lee Ocarina of Doom. Another one of those, I just don't get it. It's a flute. It's a clay flute. And even in the realm of all the wonderful imagination and things that Stan Lee helped create, why would you put a musical instrument in here other than the fact that you can slam Stan Lee's signature on it and charge somebody 20 bucks? Once again, as far as when it comes to movies and when it comes to comic books and it comes to superheroes, where does this fit in? I don't get it. And like I said, once again, probably trying to set a price point on this thing at about 20 bucks, 25 bucks, throw it in a box, slap his name on it, try to sell it. I wouldn't buy it. Some of the other smaller items in here you do have that were okay. Some things you would expect to find at the cons that you go to and visit. You got yourself an Excelsior button here with Stan Lee. It's okay. Like I said, same with here. We have Stan Lee collectible enamel pin. It says Excelsior as well. Once again, okay. These are kind of common items that you'd expect, you know, pick up and catch at a con, pins and buttons, and this next item here as well, which is an Excelsior. It's a collectible coin. Once again, these little keepsakes that you'd find at cons. They're nice, neat little collectible items. But between these three things, is there a lot of value here? $1 or $2 maybe for the pin. At most, it's a fairly simple pin here, most maybe $5. This collectible pin, you might be able to push this up to probably 10, 15 because you're talking Stan Lee, especially if you're in the right environment like a con. Um, this next one goes into the territory of I get it, but I don't get it. Um, you have a ring box here, Stan Lee's name on the front, velvet outside exterior. Inside you've got a ring. But the one complaint that I have seen everybody make is if this is supposed to be a wearable, it's a men's size 10. It won't even go on any of my fingers. I've got big hands, so it's not going to work for me. The engraving on here, if you can see it, is fairly simple. It's block letters. It says Excelsior. Uh, as a display piece, it's okay. I probably wouldn't have picked it up, but it's kind of neat. Once again, I don't know what the material is. Uh, I wouldn't expect it's a very expensive piece of metal. Uh, it's a novelty item as well. But if they expected it to be a wearable, there's an issue there when you're dealing with all kinds of people with different size hands. It seems like an odd thing to put into a box as well. But like I said, I kind of get it. It's a nice display piece item. That, like I said, it can't be a high grade metal for a box like this at the value point that it's at. So, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they're going to, like I said, $10, $15, $20 at the most, because it's a Stan Lee licensed item, but once again, not something I would have bought. That leaves us with 3 items. We have a presented by Nerd Block featuring the classic Fantastic Four number 46 and more, special edition number 1 of the Inhumans. The one comic book that is in here, and it is of some characters from Mr. Stan Lee's past, and they're actually a fairly current and up-to-date item. In the I believe they were thinking of making a movie. Now I think it's going to be a TV show. So this is current. It is a variant edition of, or special edition number 1 of the Inhumans, featuring some of the older characters and some of the newer characters in here as well. And it is presented by Nerd Block, which makes it a Nerd Block item. I don't know if that makes it exclusive, but it is the one and only comic book that's in this. But I'm a huge comic book fan, so you have me there. So this is one of the things that I do like that's in the box. We do have a print here on a relatively simple cardstock. There is a light impression of Stan Lee's signature. It's the classic upside down hanging from the web Spider-Man, but actually it's Stan Lee. But it's relatively cheap paper stock here as well. But it is a nice image, and I do like this. And this is something I will put up. Like I said, this is one of my favorite items from the box, along with the comic book. And lastly, we have the T-shirt, which is the caricature picture of Stan Lee and his glasses. And this is a shirt I'll wear. There's nothing very special about it, no big design. It's his image and caricature because it is a Stan Lee licensed item. It is part of the Stan Lee collection. It is a Nerd Block exclusive. It does have suggested retail price of $25. I wouldn't pay that for this shirt. You might get me to pay $15 as a licensed item. But yeah, no more than, well, yeah, no. If there was more to it, I might pay as much as $20, but there's not much to it. But yeah, so of all these items in the box, the only 3 things that I cared for with a t-shirt, the print, and the comic book, and I paid $50 for this box. I am extremely disappointed with what's in here, and won't be doing this again, at least as far as doing a limited release from Nerd Block. I definitely do not feel that I got my dropped the card here, got my value out of this box, for me anyway, because like I said, all the extra items that probably, like I said, do hit value, definitely do not hit $150. I do not care what they say. This box is not worth $150. Even with the prices and the retail, maybe. If I were to buy everything in here at full retail price that they were trying to sell these things at, you might get to 100. But once again, like I said, I'm going to scoot up forward here. This is the Stan Lee exclusive box. These are the three items on this side. We're showing the ring, the sodas, and the coin. Like I said, coin's a nice collectible item. I just don't get this. If they're trying to do this as a wearable, just does not make sense to at least ask for ring sizes. If it's a display item, it's kind of meh as far as that's concerned. The other side here, you see all the items that they have. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 items in the box. The ocarina, I just don't get that as well. I like comic book. The buttons, just don't know what they were thinking there. Print's good. You have the button and the letter and the club card. Oh, I did miss one item. Oh, there was one item I missed. There was a Stan Lee sketchbook. And this is, once again, kind of those middle ground items. I've gotten a lot of sketchbooks and journals and all those different things in the books as well. And that's all it is, truly is a sketchbook. Which, I mean, honestly, if I want to do some sketching, I'm going to go to the store and buy one for $10. And I don't know what they consider this as far as a retail value, but because you throw Stan Lee's image on it, I'm sure they're probably thinking this is worth $10, $25. So, yeah, once again, no. It's a nice item. Kind of middle ground there for me. Yeah, so that's where we're at. So, ring, no. Metal collector, or sorry, the soda Stan Lee, no. Coin, yes, it's a nice item. It's okay. Ocarina, don't get it. Comic book, great item. The buttons, still don't get that. The Stan Lee print, I like that. The Friends and Family pack with the button and the card, it's okay, but there should no value there. The t-shirt I like, the button was okay, and the journal was okay. So I'm really disappointed in this box. I'm a big, huge Stan Lee Marvel fan of the movies and the comic books, and this just kind of let me down. Anyway, sorry about this, probably too long as well. If you like the video, please hit like. If you want to see more of my videos, hit subscribe. And feel free to leave any comments or feedback down below. Do realize a lot of this is my own personal opinion. If there's items in this box that you did like, I'm happy for you. But I'm not. I'm sorry. Anyway. And like I said, it would almost be unfair for me to actually include this box in my comparison with the other, because if it's with this box, Bam Box already wins, but we'll get to that later. Anyway, thank you for watching.